Hi, I'm Andi Simon. Welcome to On the Brink with Andi Simon. As you know, my job is to help you get off the brink. And how I do that is to bring you interesting people who are going to help you see, feel, and think in new ways about things that you're curious about, or you're frustrated with, or you know there's some other ways of doing it. And my audience is so wonderful. It's a global audience. And so I'm so excited to have with me today Vikrant Shaurya. He's going to say his name for you better than I can. And he's smiling, so he indulges me. But I've had 5 clients in India, and I love going to India. And Vikrant is in India today. And we're going to be talking about his really important work that he does for booksellers and for book authors and for those who would like to use a book to help them grow their business. Let me tell you a little bit about him, and then he's going to tell you his journey, and then how he's going to help you write that book, whether it's the first or the second or the third, and then use it the way you would like to tell your story. Remember, I'm a storyteller. Humans are fascinating because we can make meaning out of things, create these great stories, and then share them and change them and tell them, and we live these movie sets. So this is important. So Vikrant is an internationally renowned book launch expert. He's the author of the #1 best-selling business book, How to Write a Bestseller. And I have a hunch that's right behind him on the screen. He's acknowledged by the National Academy of Best-Selling Authors. He helps people who want to publish the books do so, even if they don't have the time or the skills. And he's going to tell you how he helps them. But he's really passionate, and I know we're going to get to this, because he helps entrepreneurs and coaches, consultants, and professionals bring their stories to life as a storyteller and produce a bestseller that can help skyrocket their business potential. He has helped thousands of entrepreneurs and first-time authors actualize their dreams by joining them in their self-publishing journeys through courses, coaching, and done-for-you services. Now, you can see behind me of my 2 books, On the Brink. I actually won an award in 2017, and it does really good at telling the story of what anthropologists can do to help you grow your business. Often, we don't see what's all around us. A little anthropology can help. And my new book, Rethink, Smashing the Myths of Women in Business, came out almost a year ago, and it's been doing extremely well helping women rethink their life's journey. So I have a deep affection for those that Vikrant can help. So Vikrant, thank you for being with me today. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much, Andi, for having me and for that lovely introduction. Yeah, I'm really looking forward for our conversation today.
Good. My pleasure is to let you tell your story. How did you get here? What's your background? Because, in that story, it credentials you, and it also is a story. And I love sharing stories. So what's yours?
So that's a very long story. I'll try to be short. So everything started when I just graduated from high school. And my dad asked me, what do you want to become in your life? And I had no idea, no clue. So just because all of my friends were taking admission in engineering colleges, so I told him that I want to be an engineer. He thought that I'm very much serious about my life. So he sold his property and got my admission in an engineering college in another city, New Delhi, right, the capital of India. We used to live in the city called Patna, which was 12 hours distance from train. So now here I was living in hostel, like no one was there to actually have a surveillance. So I was completely free. I was really enjoying the social life. I was really enjoying the freedom. But I used to hate the lecture. I used to hate the classes, like the engineering classes. I used to find it very, very theoretical. And I realized after talking to the seniors, after talking to my friends, my teachers, and I also met some seniors who got placed in MNC, like multinational companies. And I met there in their offices, and I found that they're not happy. They were sitting in the cubicle, not enjoying their life, just having a 9 to 5. And over here, it is not just 9 to 5, it is 9 to 9, right? So, and I was still not sure that what I'll be doing in my life, but I was very much sure that engineering is not for me and I'm not meant for engineering. But I was still trying to figure it out exactly what I'll be doing. But I discovered this self-help section of my college library. I used to bunk my classes and lectures, and I used to go there and read these self-help sections books, a lot of books. And one fine day, when I was in the third semester of my college, this was just 1.5 years. So usually in India, like there's a 4-year course of engineering. So I was in the third semester, and I found this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And it completely changed the way I think about finance and about life. And I decided to do something of my own, that, hey, I really want to start something of my own. And very same day, I just dropped out of the college and I never looked back. And of course, it was a very chaos when I told my dad and my family. It was a very chaos movie. But the thing is, I decided that this is not for me. I got a business idea. I started a company. I was 17 or 18 at that time. And I started a company, took some loans, borrowed some money from my friends, my relatives, my seniors, started this company, hired some people. And within 6 months, I completely was out of money. I had no money to pay my employees. I had no money to run the business. So I had to shut down the company. And at the age of 70, at the age of 18 or 19 something, I was in financial debt, completely broke, not able to pay my rent, not able to pay my bills, and was living in a single room apartment with a broken laptop and a 2G internet speed, searching online how to make money online because I had no money to invest in the business. And then I discovered self-publishing, that I can write books, publish book, and I can make some royalty income. So this was the first introduction of self-publishing to me. And, like, just to let you know that English is not my first language. And I used to get the lowest grades in English subject. So when people say that, like, I can't write books, like, I had the biggest excuse that I'm not good at English, right? I can't write at all. I hate writing. Still now, I just hate writing. But just because I had to pay my bills, my landlord used to call me every single day that, hey, like, when are you going to pay the rent? So I decided that I'm going to be writing a book. So I started writing my book, and within 21 days, I was able to write my first book.
Wow.
And my girlfriend back then, who was good at academics, who was university topper, she actually fixed the grammar and she did some proofreading, and I was able to publish the book. By the way, now she's my wife.
You obviously needed her.
Yeah, of course. So I published that book, and the first month I made around $27. And this was like, I got to know about this at midnight, 12. And I remember that I was jumping on my bed because this was the first money I'd made online. And then I decided to write some more books. I wrote another book. This was a very short book, just 50 pages, and wrote this book in just 3 days. And I published this book. This time I also did marketing on both of these books. And this month I made around $440 something. So I was seeing some success. Now I was able to pay my rent, my bill. So things started changing good for me. Long story short, when I started promoting these books, I used to post it on my Facebook as well. And there were some entrepreneurs who were from states started reaching out to me, like who were in my friend list. They started reaching out to me that, hey, like, how exactly did you write the book? Please help me out. I want to write a book. And initially I started offering them like free coaching, but then I started adding some coaching fees, right? So it was an extra income for me. So within 1 or 2 years, I launched dozens of courses and ebooks on how to write and publish books. So things were doing really good for me, but things started changing when some people started reaching out to me, like who were my students, saying that, hey, like, your stuff is good, but we really don't have the time to actually sit down and write the book. It's very frustrating. Please help me out. Can you write the book for me? So I saw this opportunity, and I assembled assembled a team of writers, editors, proofreaders from states, and also designers, publishers, marketers, and created this done-for-you book writing, publishing, marketing company. I also incorporated the company in states itself. And so now we are legally over there in states, although I'm here operating the business over here, but almost all the writers we have, they're from states. And we are actually a global company. But initially the company's name was the Books Factory because we were into like producing books. But just because all the books which we were producing started becoming bestsellers, we relaunched the company and named it bestsellingbook.com. So that's how my journey looks like. That's exactly how I came over here.
Don't you
So
love
this is
it?
my story.
You see, if you didn't tell everyone your journey, they wouldn't appreciate the challenge at the beginning of trying to figure out, well, if I'm not going to be an engineer, what am I going to be? And so I love all these how-to books, so I'm going to try one. Who knows where life takes us, right? And then
Yeah.
this girlfriend who becomes a wife helps you turn it into something cool. And then people start asking you, and instead of saying, oh, no, we don't do that, you have no idea how many of my clients say, we don't do that. I said, no, don't ever say that again. Because when people are asking for things, that's where there's opportunity. It's not what you're selling, it's what do they need. So let's assume our audience today needs to know, what do you do to help them either write their own book or do it for them? Break it into two parts. If they want to write a book, how would you help them?
So if they come to us, most of the people, they are coaches, consultants, speakers, entrepreneurs, like who have some ideas to share. So anyone who is in the information business, who have some kind of a message, ideas, or stories to share with the world. And now they know that writing a book can really help them take their message to the next level, get a new audience, and take their business to the next level. So once they started working that they want to write a book, and they realize that like once they start writing a book, it's going to be very time consuming. So when they come to us, like we simply they don't even have to write even a single word. They come to us, we simply, like, we have team of writers like who actually interview them, exactly understand their book ideas, message, stories, experience, expertise, and vision of the book, and then they write the book for them in their voice with their personality. That's our expertise. Like we have a proper systems and processes built, which our angel writer follow, just to make sure that the book is written in your authentic voice. So if someone is actually going to be reading your book, they will not realize, hey, like the author is Andi, but seems like this is not Andi, right? So
Well, you're really not ghostwriters now. You are enablers. You're almost like editors, because every book writer knows there's an editor who's going to take whatever you do and help it become even better, right? It's not that different. And so you just do it collaboratively, and then the author gets a chance to edit the editor's stuff, right? I'm assuming, so that it fits who they are. That's pretty cool. I have a hunch you do a lot of these. Am I right? Yeah,
we don't only write the book. We also don't just do the writing, editing, proofreading. We take care of the entire publishing journey. So once they start working with us, like we start from the book writing. Actually, we start from the book idea, and we also understand their audience, who they're writing for, exactly why they want to write the book for, and what's the hook of the book. Means there are going to be thousands of books, if not millions of books on the same topic. So why and how this book is different. So we'll be creating a different, unique angle of the book just to make sure that people are going to be buying this book as well. So once we do that, we create the book outline, we write the book, we create a title, subtitle of the book, we do the editing, proofreading. Then we start taking care of the publishing phase, which is the book cover designing, interior designing, the ISBN number, the book trailer video, the back cover copy, the book description, the author bio. There's so many things, right?
That's right.
Then the publishing, distribution, right? And with us, they own the entire rights and royalties of the book.
That's pretty cool.
And then we also take care of the promotion phase. We do the book launch. We make sure that the book hits the #1 bestseller, and no one in the industry is doing it. But if your book doesn't hit the bestseller on Amazon, we guarantee that it hits the #1 bestseller. Otherwise, we refund 3 times the investment.
Yep.
Or we also have this package of making our author become bestseller on Wall Street Journal. So we also give 100% guarantee on that as well. So we get them sales, we get them reviews, we do the press release distribution for them. We also create a personalized marketing plan for them, just to make sure that they're everything. We go from 0 to 100, right? Everything we do.
This is very, very interesting. Now, do they pay you, or do you take a piece of the profits from the book?
Yeah, our service is actually very modular. Like, depending on what do they need and exactly at what stage they are in the book writing publishing journey, we recommend them those services. And we can, of course, simply customize their entire package. And then, of course, we can start working with them. So they simply pay us for the services they want to have. We don't take their royalties. We don't take any of the ownership. They own 100% of the ownership and the royalties and the rights of the book.
Well, and this is really interesting. Now, are you a publisher? Is that how you also operate? It sounds like you're both the publisher, the distributor, the marketer, the whole thing. Yes?
Yeah, you can say hybrid publisher.
A hybrid publisher. Yeah. I think that's really cool. And part of this is your passion, though, to help people who are thought leaders, entrepreneurs, people who have consulting practices, grow them. And the book is a piece of that. So let's assume they get that book published with you. Here's another side to what you're doing that you're also very committed to, which is helping them grow their practice. Am I correct?
Exactly. So what happens is, whenever you write the book, and maybe you have noticed this as well after writing 2 books, that if you have written the book in a right way, right, so that people can start reaching out to you. For example, it always starts with why, right? So as Simon Sinek says that, and we also believe this, like whenever we start working with any client, like we always ask them, like, why do you want to write this book, right? So if their goal is to generate high quality leads, so what we recommend them is having a giveaway inside the book, which is like, we will be offering that before the introduction of the book. And it could be a checklist, ebook, or a webinar, or a mini video series, whatever it could be, whichever can complement the book. And we can offer it as a giveaway. And the best part is, like, why we want that giveaway before the introduction is because nowadays most of the people, they read a few pages of the book by leveraging look inside feature of the book. You can simply click on the book cover on Amazon and read a few pages, and then they actually buy the book. So even if they're not buying the book, you have an opportunity to actually make them their subscriber. So they can click on the link, which can take them to a landing page. And of course, they can become your subscriber in exchange of their, and of course, now, once you have their lead, you can start promoting, you can start offering them the services or the back-end coaching program or practices which you have. At the same time, so if your goal is to have or build leads, then you can offer a giveaway. If your goal is to maybe build your personal brand, so you can share more of your story in such a way so that they will not feel that it is just me. It is going to be serving them. It is going to be helping them out. Yep. If your goal is to get more consulting clients, then you can share some case studies of your clients as an example of how they were able to go from point A to point B. So this way they will realize that, hey, like this author has helped these number of people, and I think I'm also at point A. I also want to go to point B. Yeah. Let's reach out to this person. So this actually, like if you write the book in such a way which makes it very easy for the reader to reach out to you, then turning them into client or high ticket client especially is not very difficult. And of course, we help them out with that.
That's pretty cool. Do you also help them? Well, I mean, I'm asking because my publicist, after I got my first book done, said you need a podcast, which is why you and I are talking. So I've done 200 and almost 300 podcasts and I found the podcasts were a way of keeping the story going, as opposed to having 11 stories in a book or 7 stories in a book. And it came alive in a way that helps sell the books, but also helps me do what I love to do, which is help people see, feel, and think in new ways. Well, so it's sort of cool. Do you also help them with multimedia, or is that something not in your it's not in the toolkit? It sounds like you have some great tools there.
We do that. So from this year as well, like from this year itself, we have started doing that. So the clients start working with us, like if they start working with us, then we also have some bonuses. Like we get them on 10 podcasts relevant to their book to promote their book, brand, and business. So maybe, and what we do, and let me share with you my system, or the system which we use at our company. Of course, maybe you have heard about this platform called Listen Notes. So Listen Note is actually one of the world's biggest directory of podcasts. So almost all the podcasts which you want to see, like you can find it on Listen Notes. So if the book is about sales, you can simply go there and type sales, and you can see the list of all the podcasts related to sales. And you can see based on the popularity, like top 5%, top 10%, top 1%, top 0.001% as well. And then we start reaching out to these podcasts. We can actually get their website, get their email address. So we have people in our team who do the outreach for these authors. And we don't just simply spam these people. This person actually listened to their recent episode, compliment them about that episode, that, hey, like we really love this conversation with this person. I think I have an amazing guest for you, which can offer massive value to your audience. If you want, I can make an intro. Her name is, for example, Stephanie, and I think she can be a great fit for you. And out of 10, we usually get 2 or 3 people interested in having the author on the show. So we get them on 10 podcasts at least. And this actually helps her take her message to the next level. And if you're, like if you're an author, or especially the best-selling author, it becomes very easy for you, for the host to actually take you on the show, right? So yeah, like we have some different services also, like which we're adding in our packages.
I think that's really cool. If you think fast forward, what's the next stage in all of this? Because I think what you've got is a very valuable approach to helping people do what they often want to do but don't quite know how. I think it's fantastic. But I also know that things are changing fast. Digitalization is changing fast. All kinds of things are replacing other things. Do you see anything in the horizon that we should be paying attention to, both for myself and for others? Anything we should, think is a new trend that's coming?
The number one trend, of course, which is the recent 5 years, maybe you have noticed that 10 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, people just used to read physical books, paperback or hardcover. Now they have shifted to Kindle books, or maybe ebooks or mobile devices. Yeah. Now the industry is again changing, and now they are going to audiobooks, thanks to you, like podcast hosts, right? Like people are very much used to like just plugging it, and even if they're driving, they're walking something, they can listen to the audiobook. They can get the information, they can process the information even when they're busy, even if they're walking.
True.
So instead of you just simply focusing on the ebook or the paperback, you should also be releasing the audiobook as well. So
that's right. And that's a whole growth industry by itself, with a whole lot of marketing inside the audiobooks. And I know people who only, which is actually good because my bookshelves have overflown. And I've decided that I'm not going to buy any more hardcovers. As much as I like to feel the book, there's no more room for it. This is really cool to talk to you about something near and dear to me, because the question becomes, should I write my next book? And what would I be on? Because both my books are about change. First one is about how to change your business. It's on the brink. And the second one is rethink how to change your life as a woman to become the best you can be. And so the third book, should it be a how-to, or is there a natural progression in some fashion? Anything because I pitch myself as an anthropologist that helps companies change and the people inside. That's my elevator speech. It's been that way for 20 years. And I'm not changing it. So the question becomes, what comes next in my own literary development here? Any thoughts to share?
So the first book is about how to change or how to transform business, right? And the second is very niche specific, specifically for women's, right?
That's right.
So maybe the third book could be as a woman entrepreneur, how can you transform your business?
I love that.
So
That's a nice mix.
yeah, so you can mix both of these books. You can
Yeah.
specifically be targeting very niche audience, women entrepreneurs, but also how to really take your business to the next level being a woman.
Yeah.
What are the challenges which you will be facing? You can share your own experience as well. At the same time, how exactly you will be managing or how you will be overcoming those obstacles.
That is absolutely fascinating because I belong to the Women's Business Collaborative, and a group of us are putting together a 4-part program to explain the complexities of capital for women entrepreneurs. And that's not that far from what you're saying. So it's not quite a how-to, but it is how women entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. It's a nice blend for the two of them, but it stays on my themes with being incredibly valuable in a very tactical and practical way. I love that. That is really cool. So we should have a conversation, shouldn't we?
Sure.
Vikrant, as I'm looking at our time, we really do ours about 30-minute podcasts. It's enough. And I know it's evening in India. So before we say goodbye, a couple of things you want the listeners to remember. I have my list to share with them as well. Some last thoughts. They often remember the last thoughts better than the first ones.
Sure. Whether you are starting to write a book, either it could be a first book or the second book or a third book, then this is for the audience. And of course, you have done it 2 times, so you know exactly how the process works. But my job is to actually simplify the entire book writing, publishing, and marketing process. And one of the best thing, let's talk about the mistake. One of the mistake which I see people making is whenever they start writing their first book, especially, is they always start writing with the chapter number 1. And the problem with that is they don't know exactly where to start, how to start the chapter, how exactly to end the chapter, and where to begin this chapter number 2. So that's why I always recommend people to start with a working book outline, not the chapter number 1. First of all, create a book outline. So whenever you start doing the business, you don't just start hiring people. You first of all create a business plan or marketing plan.
Yep.
So book outline is going to be your business plan for your book. And before you create the book outline, I highly recommend working and creating the book outline quadrant, which is a very interesting quadrant which we have developed in our company, which we use for our one-on-one clients. And let me share it with you within just maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
It's fine.
It won't take a lot of time.
You can take your time.
Sure. So the outline quadrant consists of 4 different elements. The book idea, right? The basic idea of the book. The second is going to be why you are writing the book. So the second element is the why. It is really, really important because it is going to define the entire structure of the book.
Yep.
The third is the readers, because you need to understand that you are not writing the book for yourself. You're writing it for the reader who's going to be reading the book. They are at point A, and you're going to, with your book, you will be helping them go from point A to point B. So what are their pain points? Exactly what kind of problems they're having in their life or in their business? What are the desired outcomes they're looking for, right? So once you really understand that, then it is going to help you craft the entire book, especially the book description, the title and subtitle, the introduction of the book, just to make sure that they want to read the entire book. So idea, why, readers, and the fourth element, which is again very, very important, it's called the hook of the book. So as I mentioned, there could be thousands of books on the same topic. So why your book is important, why people are going to be buying your book. So to really solve this issue, what you can do to really create a unique hook of the book, you can go on Amazon and list down top 50 books on your topic. You don't have to buy those books. Just simply click on the book cover with the look inside feature. You can read a few pages of the book, including the table of contents. So you will make some notes that exactly what is included in the book.
Yep.
And then along with that, you can also go through the 3-star reviews on Amazon. on all of these books. And these 3-star reviews actually tell you that what is good in the book and what is missing in the book.
Yep.
So those missing elements which are there in the book, you can include it in your book, which is going to be the hook of the book.
Love
So just simply have the outline quadrant ready, maybe just write it on E4 sheet, paste it on the wall, and then set up an alarm and start looking at the outline quadrant and write down all the ideas and sub-ideas which you have in your mind. Just keep writing everything which is coming in your mind. Don't think about the logical flow or logical sequence. Just keep on writing. And once the alarm rings, just stop writing. And then you have all the ideas and sub-ideas. Most of them are on the paper or maybe MS Word or Google Doc. Then simply arrange it on any mind mapping tool like Whimsical or MindMeister. Once you arrange it, the main ideas could be the chapters and sub-ideas could be the sub-chapters of the books.
Yep.
So you have a working book outline ready within just 2 hours.
I love it. Isn't that fascinating? I mean, it really takes what's in your mind and helps you organize it so it's ready to write a book. And it's not as hard as it might seem, is it?
Of course.
No.
It is hard for those people like who simply think that it is hard. If you start doing it and if you have right resources, then it is going to be very, very easy for you.
This has been fascinating, really fascinating. Well, as always, if they'd like to read your book or find out more about you, what's the best place to reach you?
So the best place to reach out to me personally is LinkedIn. I'm very much active on LinkedIn. So simply search me, search Vikrant Shaurya, or just do a Google search. Like I think the first link is LinkedIn. If you think that you have a book idea but you don't have the time, but have some financial resources, simply go to bestsellingbook.com. There are plenty of testimonials and case studies on our website that how exactly we help them turn their book idea into best-selling books. And if you think this is the right fit, just simply schedule a call with us, and one of our author strategists is going to come on a call, see if we are a fit. And if we are a fit, then we can take it further. There could be some audience in your listeners who want to write a book but don't have the financial resources. For them, I want to offer a giveaway to them. And this is a checklist which I personally and my team actually use it for our one-on-one client, for our done-for-you clients. And now we have made this checklist available for public, right? So if people are going to go to bestsellingbook.com/checklist, this checklist includes all the details like book writing, editing, everything which you can think of is there on just one page sheet. So you can download this, print it out, paste it on the wall. And then this checklist also comes with a blueprint which explains how to use the checklist. So it's going to make the entire publishing journey very, very easy and fun.
You know, Adam Grant writes about the givers and the takers. You're clearly a gifter. You are giving your wisdom, but also you shared your own personal journey, which is always so compelling. You know, you didn't get here because you were dropped into a publishing house. You got here because that didn't work, and that didn't work, and all of a sudden you had that aha moment. And I love the aha moments because your brain goes, ooh, and then thinks, you know, I got $27, and ooh, and next thing you know, you're not just writing books, you're helping lots of people write their books. This has been such fun. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Andi. It was amazing talking to you.
It's a great conversation. Let me wrap up with my audience. Whether you're a listener or a viewer, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for your suggestions. It's always fun to share with you ways to see, feel, and think in new ways. And I think today has been a rich one for every one of you listening, because there's a book in you. It's there. And what Vikrant can do in the business, this is really a methodology that's doable that you can do as well. So go look up bestsellingbook.com and begin to poke around and see whether you too on that checklist can really blossom into a great storyteller. It's wonderful. And it is a story. So for now, please stay well, enjoy the day, and come again. And we will talk some more about writing books and sharing them. Goodbye now.